think in some ways, all of us are always trying to be the most likable versions of ourselves we possibly can be. I wanted to kind of take that theme and dramatize it as fully as I possibly could by using a moment from my actual life and building off of that as metaphorically in a way.
Yeah, that's cool. Rachel, was it what attracted you about Erica?
Well, I thought the story was so riveting. Like, you know, I just was immediately like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. What it's true, you know, how does this end? How does this all blow up? And then I liked that the part was funny, but also grounded, because a lot of times I play like just funny. So it was sort of appealing to me to do something a little more real, but also that you can bring comedy to. And of course, Patton is hilarious, but he's also a really good actor. So I sort of, that whole world appealed to me.
It's true, because we're used to see you more in comedies, and I mean, as a comedian, but this has a deeper
yeah.
Yeah. So James, tell me a little, how was this like a therapy session for you in a way to forgive and move on?
Absolutely. I mean, part of the excitement in telling the story was that I was able to look at my relationship with my dad through his perspective. And I was really able to explore the idea of doing something wrong, but for the right reasons. And I think through the telling of the story, it allowed me to see my relationship more clearly with my dad. And you know, also it forced me to have a sense of humor about the whole thing.
Rachel, how much is this a story of vulnerability? I mean, Chuck is very vulnerable in a way. He does the wrong thing, but it's easy to love him in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, if you just said this log line to someone, you'd be like, what? Like, what's wrong with this guy? But then I think James and Pat do a good job of making him sympathetic in a way you never expect when you hear what the story is about, which I think is cool, because like the idea that people aren't just black and white, there's gray area, and like that his motivations were actually good, but then the whole idea that one lie just like unfolds a million more lies and then you just lose control, like that whole I don't know, idea, it was interesting to me too.
Yeah, it was fun. But James, so in a way your dad gave you a great material without knowing.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have to thank my dad for catfishing me. I think you know, I'm definitely grateful in a weird way for having this story to tell.
You know what's funny is like anytime something sort of bad happens to me, or a friend who's an actor, I was like, that's a good talk show story. Like it's always a good. So this is the ultimate, like not only a talk show story, but like that thing that's like your biggest trauma or whatever, even if it's just an embarrassing moment, then turning that into some sort of entertainment. There's something people can relate to in it. That's why people laugh at it. So yeah.
Also, I thought that the story could be very creepy, but it's not creepy. You totally understand the reasons why.
What keeps it from being creepy, I think, is that Chuck is doing all of this from a place of real love. He wants to make sure his son is okay. And so it kind of keeps you on board with him throughout this crazy story. And you're kind of sympathizing with him, having to go to the lengths he does to keep this going. And he's really in an untenable position. And then, you know, I think Rachel's character, Erica, is in a similar place. And one of my favorite things about this movie is Rachel's performance, in that she's able to play this kind of, you know, Erica's very unusual character, but I think Rachel brought so much humanity to the part where, you're right, it isn't just a solely comedic performance. It has a lot of layers to it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We're out of time. I think some other people want to talk to you. Congratulations to both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, man. Great chatting with you.
Take care.
Thanks,
Ciao.
guys. Bye.